What is up, guys? Welcome back. You know that feeling on a Monday morning when someone asks, "Hey, how was your weekend?" And your brain just freezes. You know you did stuff, but you don't know how to make it sound interesting in English. Well, today we are fixing that. We're going to learn the absolute best way to share your life updates so you sound natural, confident, and totally fluent. No boring textbook rules today. I adjust the real way native speakers actually talk about their lives. Let's get into it. Alright, so today is all about the have done list. In the grammar world, they call this the present perfect, which sounds super scary and academic, but honestly, it's basically just the life update tense. It's the bridge between the past and right now. Think about it. If I say I ate pizza, that's over. It's done. It's history. But if I say I have eaten pizza, I'm telling you about my experience. I'm telling you that's a thing I've done in my life, and that is the secret sauce to sounding like a local. So, I want to share what I've been up to this weekend. And notice I didn't say what I did. I said, what I've been up to. See? We are already using it. Let's start with Saturday. I visited a totally new spot in town. You know when you just need to get out of the house and touch some grass? Yeah, that was me. I visited the Green Valley Park. Honestly, I've never been there before this weekend. It's huge and the vibe is super chill. And obviously, I didn't go alone. I've walked my dog there. If you guys have pets, you know the struggle my dog Toby has run around like crazy. He was living his best life. He has slept literally all morning today because he was so tired. Now, pause for a second. Did you hear that? I said, he has slept, because Toby is a he. We use has. That's the only rule you really need to memorize. If it's me, you, or us, we use have. If it's him, her, or the dog, we use has. Simple, right? Okay, back to the weekend recap. After the park, I was starving. I'm talking, ready to eat the whole fridge. So, on Saturday night, I've cooked a massive dinner. I went full chef mode. I've cooked spaghetti with an embarrassing amount of cheese. Like, way too much cheese. But it was delicious. I know some people might ask, have you invited friends over? And honestly, no, I haven't. Sometimes you just need a solo night, right? I've eaten alone, but I've watched a movie while eating, so it was perfect. Speaking of movies, I've watched a comedy. I've laughed so hard my stomach hurt. It was this story about a cat. I don't know why, but I've seen so many cat videos on the internet lately. I just had to watch a movie about one. It was great. If you guys need a recommendation, let me know in the comments. Now, let's switch gears a bit. That was the fun stuff. But being an adult means you also have to do the boring stuff, right? So, let's talk about chores. This weekend, I've cleaned my whole house. And when I say whole house, I mean deep clean. I've washed the windows, which I hate doing, and I've cleaned the kitchen. My kitchen was a total mess before, but now, it's spotless. This is a great example of why we use this special way of speaking. If I say I have cleaned the kitchen, it implies that the kitchen is clean right now. The result is still here. That's why this grammar is so powerful. It connects the work I did in the past to the clean room I am standing in right now. After all that cleaning, I was exhausted. So, I've rested. I haven't read a book. I know I should read more, but I've listened to some music. I've been on a huge jazz wave lately. I've listened to some really calm jazz playlists. It just helps me relax. I usually prefer rock music, like loud stuff. But when I'm tired, jazz is the move. By the way, I want to give you guys a quick pro tip. You might hear me saying I've a lot, like I've visited, I've cooked, I've cleaned. That is the short version of I have. If you want to sound American, or just more natural, don't always say I have visited. It sounds a little robotic. Just smash them together. I've visited, I've cooked. It flows way better. It's faster, it's easier, and it makes you sound fluent. So, I've told you about my park trip and my past tonight, but Sunday was a little different. On Sunday, I visited my mom. Family time is super important to me. We've talked for hours. And of course, we've had tea. We've had green tea and some cookies. Actually, let's be real. I've had a lot of cookies. I've always loved sweets. I'm trying to be healthy. I've tried to eat more fruit lately, like apples and bananas, but when there's a chocolate cookie in front of me, I can't say number. I did eat a banana this morning though, so balance, right? I've eaten the fruit first, then I've eaten the cake. That counts. Let's look at another example using has because I want to make sure you guys get this. My brother is a huge sports fan. He has played soccer this weekend, and get these, he has won the game. He has even scored 2 goals. Me? I've never played soccer well. I'm terrible at sports. I've played before, but I've fallen down so many times it's just embarrassing. I stick to walking. It's safer. A lot of you guys ask me about work and how to talk about tasks. This have done style is perfect for work updates too. For example, a boss might ask, have you finished the project? I can say, no, I haven't finished it yet. See, haven't is just the negative. I worked on it on Friday, but I need more time. But my friend, he's lucky. He finished his reports on Thursday, so he's had a completely free weekend. We can also use this to talk about big life experiences, like travel. Have you ever traveled to another country for just a weekend? I haven't. That feels way too rushed for me, but I know people who do it. I've gone to France for a weekend once, years ago. I've seen the Eiffel Tower, I've taken the photos, I've eaten the bread. By the way, I've eaten the best bread of my life in Paris. Wait, we are talking about food again. I feel like we've talked about food this whole video, but that's okay because everyone loves food. And it's a great topic for English conversation practice. See what I did there? If you can talk about what you've eaten and what you've cooked, you can survive any conversation. So, let's think about you guys listening right now. What have you done? Maybe you have studied English. If you're here right now, listening to my voice, then you have definitely started studying. And honestly, you've made a great choice. Maybe some of you have gone to the beach. I've loved the beach my whole life. But depending on where you are, it might be freezing right now. I've totally forgotten that we have friends listening from all over the world. We've received comments from Brazil, Japan, Italy, Mexico. It's amazing. We've learned so much just from reading your comments. Let's practice the negative one more time because this is where people get stuck. It's haven't or hasn't. I haven't gone to the gym this weekend. I've been lazy. Well, actually, I've cleaned the house. So that counts as cardio, right? But I haven't lifted any weights. I haven't watched the news either. I've been too busy with my movies and music. Has anything interesting happened in the world? Probably not. Just the usual stuff. Although, I've heard the weather is going to be sunny next week. I've really hoped for some sun because I've had enough of the rain. The rain just brings the mood down, you know? Also, I haven't seen my friends in person this weekend. Everyone has been busy with their families, but we've talked on the phone. I've called my best friend Sarah on Saturday. She has started a new job recently. She has met a lot of nice people there, which is awesome. I've worked at the same place for a long time, and I've met my best friends there. It's crazy how time flies. I haven't realized how many years have passed until I started thinking about it today. So, guys, let's wrap this up. What have we learned today? We've learned that the present perfect isn't scary, it's just have or has plus the action. We use it to give updates. I've visited the park. I've cooked dinner. We use haven't for things we didn't do. I haven't cleaned the kitchen. And we use has for other people. He has played soccer. And the most important tip, think in English and stop translating every single word from your native language. Just remember the pattern. I've done. I've seen. I've been. It makes speaking so much faster and friendlier. I've really enjoyed chatting with you guys today. It's always fun to share these stories and realize that grammar is actually just real life. It's just a tool to tell your story. We've reached the end of the episode, but I have a challenge for you. I want to hear your life update. Go to the comments section right now and tell me, what have you done this weekend? Have you watched a movie? Have you eaten something amazing? Have you visited a new place? Write your answer in English below. I love reading them. And hey, if you feel like you've learned something today, please hit that like button. It really helps the channel grow. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do it now so you don't miss our next chat. This is the 10-Minute English Academy. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I've had a great time, and I hope you have too. See you guys in the next video. Bye everyone.